Hello, Internet, and welcome to Red Jenny. We are here to play Dragon Age, the Veil Guard, and we're super excited to have you here with us. Everyone's going to boot up their games right
Don't
now.
fucking test me. I'll do it.
Hi, everyone.
Give me 3.5 hours for this monster to download.
It's a big one.
What is that, baby? Like 80 gigs, 90
It's
gigs?
like 89 gigabytes, I think, because I had to install it on my. I tried installing it on my Steam Deck.
I
Didn't
installed it
run as
on.
well.
I installed it on mine. I haven't tried running it yet, but it did install fine.
Yeah. Anyway, hi everyone. Welcome. We're here to actually play the Dragon Age TTRPG. If you're watching us because you were Googling or you were searching through Twitch trying to find people playing Dragon Age Veilguard, this is it. This is what the game looks like.
We should just put Dragon Age Veilguard as a tags going forward for the next couple
Yeah,
of weeks.
yeah,
just to
everyone-
plug in
I do put
residuals.
Dragon Age as a tag.
Everyone else is out there is
Man.
lying. This is actually like the pre-alpha version of the game that we have,
Yeah.
that we're gonna show you the original. So
If I was better at computers, I would have very quickly popped up something on the screen that said like pre-warming shaders and left it
Yeah.
there for an hour.
for an hour,
Because when you boot up the game for the first time, man, there's a lot of shaders apparently.
those shaders got to get toasted.
They warm them up.
They got
It's a good game. Everyone should play it.
Anyway,
There's an openly trans character.
if you're interested in that and you stumbled your way here, welcome. We're like 63 episodes in, so I highly recommend going over to YouTube and starting from the beginning. But if you like Dragon Age stuff, we're a bunch of fans of the games and the other assorted media. I think mostly just the games. I don't know if anyone here has read any of the Dragon Age books, but
There's also a show.
and the show, which I also haven't seen.
It's really
It's
good.
been on my recommended list for
Yeah.
like 2 years now. But join us for this here today. We're going to go and get started here in a second and talk about what we've got going on the channel and for the rest of the week, and then everybody's going to introduce themselves. So I believe our next scheduled stream is going to be this Saturday. Returning with Hearts of Stone, playing Blades in the Dark over there at 5 o'clock Eastern time. So come hang out with us for that. I also run that game. Otherwise, I think those are these the only two games on right now on our channel. So join us for both of those. I'll shamelessly plug my own stuff. The rest of our schedule is below our faces. You're watching us live on Twitch. Some stuff is on hiatus right now. Might have more stuff in the future. Best place to do that is to stay on our Discord and keep up to date with what we're streaming here. That's basically it. I'm going to go ahead and let my lovely players here introduce themselves, talk about who they are, what they do on and off this channel, and who they are playing tonight. As always, starting with Van.
That's me. Hi, I'm Van. You can find me on the internet at Van, but Wilder, wherever you find people on the internet. Mostly I'm just hanging out in the Discord and streaming on Twitch 3 times a week right now, twice here, and then on Sundays over on twitch.tv/hackrecklessly, where in a couple of weeks we have the finale of Playthings of the Gods, our 3-season monster that we've been doing forever. And then we're going to talk about what we're going to do next. And I'm very excited about what's coming down the pike over there. Today on this channel, I am playing Venehn, who is an elven marksman ranger, and I don't have a bit today because I was too busy before the stream fixing some of the overlays. So my bit is, you're welcome that we're having a stream.
Got him.
You'll love to see it. Next, hey, I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the internets at Greek Sid, mainly in the Discord, because yeah, I stay away from the internet a lot, especially in the last several weeks. Go vote. Anyway, if you haven't already.
That's the bit.
Yeah, that's the bit. Fucking vote, please, for the love of God, go vote.
And get your flu shot.
And your flu shot. Yeah, that's important too. Tonight I am playing Yasmera. She is our Kunari Shadow Assassin.
It's me. Okay. Sup, y'all? It's me, Wally, your favorite non-binary slime best friend on the internet. You can find me over on the blue skies at WALLE132, just like the cute little Disney robot. it's the only thing I'm pretty much using there because, yeah, I just like yelling about stuff. You can find me there yelling about stuff. Also, you can find me over on Spotify at R&D Podcast, where I also yell about stuff, but with my friend Kappa. It's pretty cool. Um, yeah, vote. I mean, come on, go out there and vote, people. I know by the time whoever is listening to this, voting season will be over. But you know what? It still pertains. You got something wrong with the community? Say something about it. Make it stink. Drop a big old deuce on the steps of City Hall in the form of a ballot. Vote. But yeah, tonight I am playing Garas, the Elven Grey Warden duelist bard.
Great, I guess that's me. Hi, internet, and you know what's coming. Hi, mom. It's me. It's the Sita. You can find me at most places on the internet. At Mr. Wilt. Look down at the thing below because I spelled it weird. Because I was very pretentious when I was younger, and definitely not anymore. You can also find me at john.sita on Instagram, where you can see a whole bunch of lovely pictures of food that I make, as well as my Halloween costume. I hope everybody had a wonderful Halloween. I was Beetlejuice. But tonight, I'm not playing Beetlejuice. Tonight, I am playing Ziggy. Zygmunt Angharad, the Dwarven Grey Warden Guardian Berserker.
And that is me. I just had a thought that has nothing to do with the stream, but is Beetlejuice related. We can't say that name again. But went to a mixology class, which was themed, and
I think it has to be the same person saying it.
I think so
Does it?
too.
Okay.
Also, is it
I like
three
the
or
rule.
Without
five?
words in
It's
between,
three
it's
in a
three.
row. But
Yeah,
the
it's
joke
three,
is
yeah.
always everyone will say, "Oh, if it's 3 times and 3 different people, it's the same," but it isn't.
Which one's 5?
Uh-huh.
That's Candyman.
That's Candyman.
And
Yes.
I did go to a Beetlejuice themed mixology class last week, and I will share the recipes with our group here because they were very good, and I'm sure somebody will enjoy them. Anyway, hi, I'm Val. You can find the Kraken's Ground lurking around the internet. I am here a couple days a week playing running games. Also over on Hack Recklessly on Sundays for our finale of Playthings. Very excited for that. On Sundays, not this next Sunday, but in a future Sunday for our finale. But yeah, that's me. Are y'all ready to get started? Okie dokie. I'm gonna change our music here a little bit, something a little more suspenseful. Previously on Red Jenny, the crew fought the guardian of the Temple of Derthamen and defeated the creature, claiming the Eye of Derthamen for themselves. Ziggy had one more memory of the past, remembering the deaths of his comrades and experiencing a vision of being consumed by Darkspawn. Venehn used the Eye to have a vision of the past, learning the truth of how he restored his arm. Garas attempted to use the relic to learn how to cure Ziggy of the Calling, had some visions of the future, but nothing concrete or definitive. And finally, the Eye was used by Yasmera to discover how to free the mages from their possession, curing them as abominations. With all of this information in hand, you left the temple, returning back to the keep that rests above it, to meet back with Menetto Fiolo to deliver this news and hopefully save your lost friend. So that's where we pick up. You emerge from this excavated portion of the undercroft of this keep. The mind-controlled denizens here, sort of wards of the circle, have returned back to their encampment for a continued night's rest. It's very quiet here as you ascend the stairs back up into the keep proper in the main entry hall here. As you enter this darkened chamber, just barely lit by a few sconces along the walls, the sounds of your footsteps and your approach causes a bit of movement as you see the elderly mage materialize from the library back in the southern reach, or the northern reach of the keep, approaching you cautiously, with a look of surprise and a bit of optimism upon his face. As he regards you, he says, "Well, that was faster than I thought it would be. You all returned in one piece. Were you successful, or were the traps in there too much to overcome?"
It looks so shocked. We need to talk.
By all means, we can speak here, as private as anywhere else would be.
This is probably going to be a longer conversation.
Into the library then. We can sit there. It looks as you may have had a bit of a scuffle beneath. If you require anything, I can gather it for you.
Sorry, I just remember there's a big fuck off bear with us.
Yeah, suddenly behind you, and he goes, "Oh
Venehn.
God, there's a bear." Everyone, back.
Oh, no,
back
no,
away.
no. She's fine. She's fine.
That's your bear. You didn't go
Well,
down there with a bear.
I don't know if you can say she's mine. She's perfectly capable of taking care of herself. I know.
Your bear is welcome. I don't know if it'll fit in the library comfortably.
I don't imagine she wants to go into a library.
You did not go down there with a bear.
As far as
there
you
a
know.
bear?
Yes, there was a bear down there.
Oh.
And now there's not.
Surprise! Here's the relic.
You take out the relic too.
No points at the bear.
No, pointing at the bear.
Pointing at the bear. He says, "This."
Oh yeah, go
I-
ahead. Go put your forehead against the bear and ask any question. I'll give you the answer. Go on, try it out. Can I roll deception? Can I roll-
Deception.
Thank you
Yeah.
so
Put your
much.
head inside of the bear's mouth.
I was
I'm
literally about to
giving
say
you
fucking
a-
Siegfried and Roy.
I'm giving you a -3 penalty of this just for
Cool.
how absurd this is. This would be, but if it succeeds, it's
So
gonna
with
be
my
hilarious.
+6,
I imagine he can sense that the bear's not magical, but why?
That is
You don't
that
know.
is an 18.
That's an 18 with the -3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bully this
Let
old
me
man.
check what Minetto's. I did stat out Minetto in case things went differently than this has. Okay, so perception empathy is just gonna have a +4 on this. So I'm gonna roll it in the open. Just
Let's go.
3d6.
If this works, do we stop
Plus
him? Or do we
4.
just let this happen?
That's a 12.
I know.
He
if
looks at you.
this old man's that fucking stupid, he deserves it.
He looks at you incredulously.
He's supposed to
looks
be
and
like the
says-
greatest mage of his time or whatever, according to him. You could figure out the bear's not magical, idiot.
He looks at you and then with like incredulously, and then he looks at the bear and he says, "Well, if this animal was down in the temple, perhaps there's some sort of enchantment on it. I'll have to examine it up close." As he like approaches towards the bear, it kind of like hackles raised as it looks towards you, Venehn, and looks at the mage.
Don't eat him, please.
He moves up towards it and he says,
I know you could kill him with a single swipe. Just please be nice.
While he's focused on the bear, could I sneak up behind him?
"Okay."
Why do it's a pattern with this group where we get into a combat that's actually difficult, and then immediately after we have to do a bunch of pranks.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and
Like,
do a.
it's like a bunch of frat boys blowing off steam.
This
Like,
will be.
whoa,
a
we
s-
just had a really deep talk while we were high. Now we've got to make Bryce
we gotta
think
talk-
that
we
his
gotta
eyeballs
duct
are
tape
upside down.
Beer cans to someone's hands and throw them outside.
Do a stealth test.
I also got an 18 on mine. 18.
I'm gonna roll
Yay.
again for him for perception. 16 doesn't see you. he he doesn't notice you as you move up behind him as
He's
he
gonna have a heart
heads up
attack
to
and
like
die.
inspect the bear.
Problem
Like you see, like
solved.
he like pulls an ear and like looks into the ear and like brings up the bear's face and like looks in the eyes as he's like inspecting. Says, perhaps it's some sort of enchantment. You're pranking me. This is a prank.
It's just a bear, man.
You
The bear.
deserve a lot
You're a
worse
freaking-
to take
you're a-
it.
You're a freaking mage. You don't tell if the bear's a bear. I mean, look at it.
Not
Magic
that bears aren't
can-
magical creatures, but not in the sense you're thinking.
This wouldn't be the first magical bear I've encountered. If
I
it
do want to
was,
hear that story, actually.
That's the story I want to hear later on.
perhaps later. If you
That
do
was
have
very
the,
polite. Thank you. I'm talking to the bear.
He says, "Okay, back to the business at hand. Then, to the library, and we can discuss this." Straightens himself up, a little bit embarrassed. Heads
Good.
back into the library, or the rest of you follow. Did we name the bear? What did we name the bear
Yeah,
again?
Halani.
Halani.
Is Dalish, Old Elven for help. Or
Halani lays down in a corner, just kind of flops down, licking your wounds. As you all follow Mineto in.
Say, I'll be back. Don't go outside. You'll scare the children.
mm,
If they bring you a snack, that's okay, though.
mm. You all sit down at the table with Mineto, and he regards you for a moment before saying, "So, were you successful in finding it? Was it there?"
It was. I'm imagining Yaz has it.
I don't remember who ended up with it. Yeah.
I think I was the last one with it, so
I just
that makes
imagine
sense.
she's the one we would have said, maybe you should hold this. Unless,
I'm
or
fine
did
with
I
that.
take it?
I don't remember. Oh no, you did. I don't think I wanted to hold on to it. I was just like, it seems best the Dalish person holds on to the
I
Dalish
do.
artifact.
Okay. I do remember that conversation now. Okay, so I have it. Or Shayra. No, I'll have it. She might get mad and fucking slash this guy's throat or something.
Yeah, she was just sitting at the table. She took kind of a beating in the last fight. It was just kind of like
Oh yeah,
aching
we're
and
like
sitting
gross.
You were super
down. Yeah,
gross.
y'all are very gross right
Cool.
now.
We found it.
Excellent. May I see it?
I will hold it up.
You could see with your eyes.
I understand that you still don't trust me.
Tuck it away.
That's excellent news. So, I believe we had an agreement that I would inform the people here of my actions in payment of you retrieving this. And then there's the matter of the mages.
Well, luckily, you're going to have some help on that front. Should you choose to accept it.
Was there something else you discovered?
I mean, the knowledge and the answers that you're looking for.
Pertaining to
Yaz just points to her head.
How to fix this.
fix what? The mages?
On a more permanent basis. Yes.
So the eye works.
Boy, does it.
Any lingering effects? Relics like this, I was planning on studying it for some time before I even attempted using it.
Well, we're on a
prepared.
different kind of timeline. It's, yeah, Yaz is right. It's an experience, but I don't know. I have a headache, but I also got slammed into the wall by a giant spider monster, so
We were blown up a couple of times as well.
that too.
But if you were successful in learning something that might aid me in this project, then by all means, that would help. He reaches over and gathers up some papers and an equal and quill and slides it across to you. Yasmera says, "If you can write down what you learned, I can incorporate it into what I'm already doing, and maybe we can finally find a more permanent solution here."
It cannot be tied to you.
Well, what cannot?
Just starts sort of jotting out what she the understood and encountered. Currently, the way you have this set up is that their freedom essentially depends on your strength of will. Though from what we've seen, from what I understood, it cannot be set upon their own will. However, I don't know, pair them off. Don't let it be tied to you. You've done enough. Sort of jots it out, slides it over to him.
He takes it, looks it over. You see, kind of like skimming it at first, and then looking at it more intently. He actually stands up from the table very suddenly and moves out of the room, comes back with a few more like records and notebooks that he keeps, flipping through those, comparing some things. It goes on for a bit of him like just engrossing himself in looking at this and studying it before he finally sits back and he says, "It's perfect. I was on the right track. I just focusing on the wrong methods. This can be done. This could work. They wouldn't need to be tied to anyone. This could free them permanently. There is some considerable risk. Perhaps your method, perhaps that would be safer as an alternative, but perhaps being freed of possession permanently is possible. With the litany in combination with the rune work I was already utilizing, we could banish the possessing spirit back to the Fade with no lasting damage, hopefully, to the possessed mage. This could work. Sits back. All right. Your friend, Carter. I assume you would like to attempt this on him.
You'll need to ask him.
Only with his consent.
Very well. I can summon him here and give you a moment to speak. Again, with these things, it's difficult to say how much of Carter is who you are speaking to at any moment, but I will focus and try to give you enough time to speak with him directly. Very well, I'll fetch him. And he stands up from the table and leaves the room.
We need to set up something. I don't know, tomorrow or So we need to make him tell everyone. Because if he doesn't, the notes you wrote him are going up in smoke.
Agreed.
Do you think he'll do it?
The guy's a brainy type. He'll want to talk about how he solved this, but he also seems like the type to leave out information also.
Which is why I
So-
want us to be here.
Okay, so should we just, I don't know, force him to say it, or should we just catch him in the act when he's not?
No, I think when he comes back, I was just going to pitch to him, hey, you call a meeting tomorrow and you're going to tell everyone what's going on, or I'll set your library on fire.
Ooh, quick and to the point.
It's not elegant, but
It'll get the job done.
I mean, it was not our first arson.
and it definitely won't be the
No,
last.
The last. Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to give him the eye.
I was going to ask what you're going to do with it.
That part I don't know yet. But I think it should stay with its people.
Shayra chimes in and she says, well, it's not the largest gathering of Dalish, but we could probably entrust it to those here. I wasn't planning on leaving them here alone anyway. If they choose to leave, then I'll follow them back to the Upper Wilds.
Wonder what'll happen to this place.
I think that's up to the people who are in it. Some of them might want to stay. I don't think Mineto's a bad person. And he has done a lot for these people. And they love him.
Can't stand the methods. Still don't trust him.
Love through coercion is not love.
No, but that's for them to decide.
They might decide to tear him apart.
And
I'm not saying we should stop him. I'm just,
I could live with that.
yeah.
Actions have consequences, and if that's how this community chooses to handle it, that's what they'll do. It's not our place to tell them how.
Mhm.
I don't think it'll come to that, though.
Hmm. Are you guys ready for this?
Which part?
The one that'll be walking back soon. Do you want me to give you some space? I could go hang out with the bear.
I do think she likes you. It's up to you. You don't have to leave.
No, stay. In fact, I think you could give a lot of very valuable guidance to.
Actually, I think you guys would really enjoy talking to each
I
other.
think you would have a great conversation.
Fuck you guys. Great, that's fun. Okay.
No, go talk to the bear. Don't play two people in a scene.
Val does it all the
Yeah,
time.
don't play two people in the scene. That's true.
Yeah. Hey man, I didn't sign up for being a DM on this one.
It's harder when you're this deep in a character.
No, that's
Ziggy, you can go
100%
play
true.
with the bear if you want. I've made it canon that the bear likes Ziggy.
Shayra will offer to go with you. She kind of wants to check in on the situation outside too, just to make sure everything is copacetic. So if you're she will invite you to accompany her.
Happily.
She doesn't bite much.
She could. I mean, oh God,
I will
It's been a long
kill you where you
day.
stand.
It's been a long day. Sorry.
Shayra
I'm
just shakes her
pretty
head
sure I
and-
could take you in a fight.
Sure.
Because you couldn't
She,
catch me, bitch.
Nope.
She shakes her head and leaves the room and says, "Good luck to all of you." Let me know when you've finished your conversation and what the next steps are.
We'll talk soon.
She leaves. Ziggy, you head out with her.
Don't give the old man too hard a time.
A few moments later, the doors open again, and you see Minetto outside, gestures and motions Carter to enter, but he will remain outside so that the four of you can talk in private. As he gives a nod, you can see Carter having that kind of blank look that you saw the other mages the last time you witnessed them all here for a moment. That like kind of autopilot, whatever, like standby mode. He keeps them in when he doesn't have the energy, is trying to recover like that full control. You see that fades. Carter, you blink, and it's almost like, I'll say for you, Carter, it's like you were sleepwalking and suddenly kind of awoke in a strange room. And you see Garas, Yasmera, and Venehn.
Is this a dream? I feel strange.
No, it's not the dream, because if it was a dream, probably my face would start melting and it would give out some kind of random message that you gave to us saying, hey, I forgot to close the back door.
No, this is not a dream.
It's a nightmare. Look at Garas. You're covered in goo.
Well, that is true. I mean, this is someone's fantasy somewhere.
Don't say that to me. Don't say this to me.
Are you guys standing? Are we like around a table? I mean, Carter's just walked in.
Imagine we were sitting.
Yours is sitting.
Yaz is like leaning in the corner per usual.
Have a seat.
Yeah. My memory, I remember being at the cathedral, and then something happened, and it was like I've been back at the circle, but it was different. It was like the mages and the Templars got along, and I didn't know you. What's happening to me?
I think this is a Yasmera question.
Why is my skin discolored?
Do you know about what time it was? The last time you remembered anything clearly? You can give a date in game.
Yeah. Yeah, it was our mission at the cathedral. It was.
How long ago was that?
It's been a couple of years, right?
It's been like,
I mean, Ziggy's been with you guys for a while.
3 years?
Yeah.
Right?
It was. What season is it right now?
Asking the hard-hitting questions.
Yep.
I'm imagining kind of springy, summery.
Yeah, I think it's like late.
Trees are green.
Let's say mid to late summer.
It was autumn. The autumn chill was in the air. It feels so warm.
It was autumn 3 years ago.
Yaz will sit down now, not that it really matters, still kind of towering over, even seated. You died.
What?
You you did a routine spell, and you were overcome, and you became an abomination.
Oh God. Carter half stands up, knocks his chair over behind him, and falls over
Calm,
backwards with the
calm,
chair.
calm.
What? How?
Calm.
Did,
Calm. Breaths.
I guess technically you weren't like dead.
You were worse than dead.
how? I don't feel like an abomination. I don't. What is happening?
So, Mineta, this guy, he has a way to help mages who've become abominations. It's more
Right.
of a band-aid situation than a full cure.
What do you mean?
He's been using blood magic to essentially keep the demon enough at bay.
And not
For
just for
you.
you.
Not just for me. What do you? He's done this for others. There are others here.
Quite a
Several.
few.
I... Why don't I remember it?
We are so far out of the realm of things that I have a full grasp on that I cannot honestly tell you. But we believe that we have information that may be able to banish this demon within you back to the Fade. It's risky. It's not a guarantee.
Oh. Was it even a chance? No one has ever undone a possession.
Not yet.
It's a very gnarly mix of blood magic and that lovely, very delicate scroll that I've kept in my bosom several times.
And a little bit thanks to the ancient elves.
What if... I miss so much. And I think Yasmir is probably closest. He just leaps into Yasmir's arms and holds an arm out for the other two of you. Not like baby style, like a hug. And just beckons, please, and he starts crying. What? Whatever it takes.
Are you sure? You've been through enough, and we don't want to move forward with this without your blessing.
I have spent most of my adult life only partially in control of my mind, my feelings. I would rather die than be used. And if there's a chance that this could work and I belong with you. Yeah. Any risk. Would it be dangerous for you, for others? I want to do it, but if it's dangerous, we should take some kind of precaution.
Carter,
Oh.
everything we do is dangerous. I mean, it's kind of part of our brand. There's never been a single thing we have not done that has not been a huge risk. And we've
Oh
always
God,
followed
if I
through.
hurt anyone, what?
We will take every precaution.
You beat Garas up pretty bad, but he could take it.
Come on, that made us thunder stuff.
Oh, so sorry, Garas.
And we had to replace you with an old dwarven guy.
What?
I'm
Yeah,
kid-
we got
I'm
this
kidding.
guy. His name
I'm
is
kidding.
Ziggy. He's really cool, but he's super old. I mean, like,
You'll like him.
yeah, I think you'll dig him.
And I'm kidding, nobody would ever replace you. The most danger that we're going to be under going through this is watching you die again. Which, I mean, last time was pretty cool. I think you sort of said some evil laughing stuff and then, like, disappeared in the cloud, so...
Oh yeah, it was super dramatic.
Top that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't. Huh. I was so confused for a moment, I didn't even notice it. I'm feeling so much.
Yeah, that's new for you.
What do we do?
What we
Where do we
do
start?
is we take a few minutes to calm down and think about it.
I will, but I assure you there's nothing more to think about.
Humor me.
Of course.
Do you remember anything?
There's... It feels... There are flashes, sensations, like a memory of a feeling and not a thing itself.
Who knows? Maybe once we kick the demon out, it'll come back to you.
Has it been a few minutes yet?
Oh, I have something of yours. I'm gonna hand over the case with the drawings in it.
We found out you're secretly sentimental, you little bitch.
I don't know that I ever claimed to be otherwise.
Pirate captain might say otherwise, but
Oh boy.
I know you remember him.
Yeah,
That's not the reason why to come back
It's
and well,
hard
oh
to
boy.
forget. You kept this. What? Tell me what else. You said it's been 3 years. How is everyone? How's Reggie? How's Mr. Tickletoes? How's the vineyard?
Oh, Mr. Tickletoes is fine. He's with
Mr.
Reggie.
Tickletoes fine. Yeah, Reggie.
They've been
Mr.
getting along really well, and he did discover he likes daiquiris, so...
This is his whole identity now. That lizard and daiquiris are
Those
basically his
daiquiris.
whole
He's gonna
thing.
turn into a strawberry.
Wow.
Oh, I probably have a child gang now. A bunch of gang of child, thieves. I've been training them up, trying to pass on my legacy.
I'm pretty sure Yasmera's been allowing you to do that.
Right. Allow.
No comment.
We opened an orphanage
Oh,
The school.
at the school. We lost the red Jenny,
what?
but we're
Oh,
working
yeah,
on that part.
Oh yeah, that was a whole thing.
Oh, we'll get it back.
Yeah.
Not worried
What?
about it.
What happened?
Star Wipe.
Yeah.
We spend the
we can
next.
kinda-
Holy cow,
that's
you've been up to so
amazing.
much!
We spend the entire session just telling Sita stories
Retelling
that he
the
was here
past
for.
30 sessions.
Yeah, you spend the next like 5 or 10 minutes like filling Carter in on the Cliff's Note.
We did get a new
version.
bar though.
We did.
Yeah, of everything that's happened the last couple of years. I think as like
Yeah,
the
I'm like
emotions-
running through like the high points now. Like lost the red Jenny, got a new bar, opened an orphanage, opened a school, killed Lady Rishu.
Boy, I stabbed Valmont. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got
killed
Valmont's ass.
But after the kind of initial like emotions ebb and flow and kind of things start to to a sense of normalcy, the there is a light knock at the door, and the door of the library opens. Minetto steps in. Carter, I think you see this man, and it is like a face that you recognize, but a name you can't quite place. Like you've seen this person before, but you're not sure where. In that moment, as he steps in and says, "I apologize for interrupting. This is requiring some effort on my part. I'm not sure how much longer I can maintain this for. Pardon, you may not recognize me or remember me. My name is Minetto. I'm the one who found you." Kind of turns to all of you and says,
Did you guys tell Carter about the duplicitousness of Minetto, whatever, Manila
Minetto.
wafer?
Yeah, I think we just told him what's happening.
"Yeah, I assume if you caught Carter up to date on everything that happened and why
Would
you're here."
be
and all that.
pretty weird to not say that, that
Yeah.
part.
Well, it might keep Carter from doing this. You're Minetto.
Yes.
The control you have over the spirit inside me right now, is it easily disrupted?
I wouldn't say easily, but
I punch him hard in the face.
you just, we're not even gonna do a roll. You just punch an old man in the face. He's not meant for dodging and all that's easy enough. He
Guess he
staggers
should have
backwards,
worked
kind of
harder on his warding spells. The first lesson they teach you in Skyrim. Maybe he should
He
take a
kind
page
of-
out of their book.
staggers back against the wall, nose beginning to bleed as he holds it and holds up a hand and says, "That was very well deserved, I'm sure.
We were just gonna prank him a bit more, but hey, good on you there, Carter.
Everyone gets one, but until this is complete, perhaps we don't
Oh,
test the theory.
that's all I wanted. Thank you for what you have done for me. You had no right to do it.
Understood. I need to know. What is our next step?"
To Carter.
I deeply wish to be rid of this, and I cannot. It would be a dispatch of everything I believe in to allow someone else to test it first. It will be me.
Understood. Very well. We should prepare. Carter, I will have to. You will go back to sleep, or wherever you were prior to this.
Okay.
Carter,
Yeah.
one more thing. He like walks up to him and puts his hands on his shoulders, puts his forehead against his. When I went through the ordaining, I thought about you guys on the other side of it all. You probably won't remember this, but just think about us, right? That'll help you get through it.
He pulls you into a deep hug and says, I could not imagine of thinking of anything or anyone else.
I know it's pretty impossible not to think about me. Pats him on the back.
I love you all. I'll see you again soon. And then he nods to Venehn.
Neto kind of focuses for a second, almost like you watch Carter kind of return to more of that robotic kind of blank stare in a short moment. Venehn kind of visibly relaxes when that happens, like a burden being lifted, and says, all right, I have everything we need. We can use the ritual chamber. Rest of any other components I need will be in there. My lyrium supply should be more than enough for this ritual. I will need the assistance of the three of you, your other two companions as well, if they wish. The more people I have assisting with this, the more likely it is to succeed.
Assisting how?
Based on my understanding of the ritual and possession from my studies, Carter's tether to the Fade is what allows the demon to take control of him, but that tether isn't severed. It is still there, and the creature, the entity that possesses him, strides upon two worlds, between the Fade and reality, putting Carter into this slumber. Utilizing the magics that I have will make the entity more corporeal in the Fade than it currently is here. I will need someone to enter the dreaming and the Fade to weaken the entity's control over Carter. I could send one of you, however, the more that I send, the more likely it is that this will be successful.
We need to go into the Fade and kill this thing.
Oh, we've been in the Fade before.
Oh, well, then this should be rather simple. Yes, not in body, but in spirit, you will be traversed into the Fade. And you will need to weaken this creature from that side. Once whatever hold it has over Carter is weakened enough, the litany should serve its purpose and allow for a separation of the two. Cleansing of Carter's spirit and end the possession.
In spirit. So we would not have our items, our weaponry with us. It would just be our souls?
No, not necessarily. The fate is a reflection of the... You will manifest in the Fade as you see fit, as you would in a dream. You will be provisioned with whatever it is that you wish to have, whatever you have a connection with, a reflection of your current selves. So, no, you will
So
not
no
be.
trebuchets then. Damn it.
No.
What is it with you and trebuchets lately?
They work, all right? Sorry.
It will be as if you were dreaming lucidly, so you will understand and remember why you are there. So, if you wish to gather your other companions, they may assist as well.
Even Ziggy?
Yes, I do understand dwarves have no natural connection to the Fade on their own, but with assistance, with my guidance, we'll be able to cross the veil.
I mean, if that's what we got to do, then let's do it.
I will warn you, none of you are mages, so you did not undergo the harrowing. This is dangerous. This is not without risk. Should you can be injured, and you can be consumed by the Fade within your dreams.
Hey, let's do this. I mean, it's for Carter.
Can we like shower first?
Oh no, yeah, because
I think I'm still bleeding.
Very well. It'll take me an hour to prepare, so whatever you need to do. He nods, and unless there are any further questions, he heads off to the ritual chamber in the eastern wing of the keep.
Healing.
I need some.
Yes. So you have a couple options for healing. Y'all don't have anyone who can magically heal you, but there's still some...
Nobody in this castle.
not a single magical healer
No
person in
mages
this whole
here?
place.
No one that is practiced in healing arts.
Well, that seems like an oversight on Minetta's part.
So there's like the little like mini break one, and then there's also another one we can do over like another period of time, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to find, where did my, oh, there it is. I was trying to find my PDF and it wasn't there. Yeah, health and healing. So you can do a heal action. So if anyone wants to actively do a healing action on somebody else, you can do that once, or everybody can benefit from it one time. I don't remember if anyone got any healing at the end of the fight. I know we talked about it. I don't remember if anybody actually did.
I said I was patching up the bear, but we were too busy having visions.
Yeah. You can do a 5-minute breather, which gives you 5 plus your constitution plus your level and health.
Guess I'll take that one.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you can
we
all
can do that.
you can all regain that as a
18.
baseline and then do a heal action.
I can
if
easily get my
anybody-
full strength back by just doing a 5-minute break.
Back, that's not bad. We're back up to 99.
Puts me most of the way full.
Yeah, if we
When you get high level and you can like add fucking 15 to it.
15 to
makes a
shit, yeah,
difference.
it's not bad. Do we want to just swap around some heal actions to each other just to
I think
tighten
it's
it up a little bit?
I think it's just you and me.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
good. I don't need any healing.
Swap.
Okay. Yeah. Heal
high
action
five.
is a cunning healing test.
Oh, you don't want me to do
Oh
it.
yeah, I'm dumb. You
Oh.
don't want me to make any healing.
I mean, I will.
I'll do yours for sure. What do I do?
Uh,
Just the cunning healing. So
yeah,
I
cunning
don't have
healing.
healing, but I've got the cunning. All right.
yeah. It's not a high difficulty. It's only 11.
Like Yasmera
I can do that.
Yasmera patches up Venn perfectly, and you see Yasmera with like random stickers placed on her horns. There you fixed.
I got a 20 on that one, so you're
Okay.
good.
So it's the result of your dragon die plus your cunning is what
Oh,
it gets back.
well, you get 12 back then. Damn, because I got a
Good.
6 on that, buddy.
Okay. I'll attempt.
Do it.
That rolled pretty good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. What'd you get?
14.
Okay, you
that's
succeed.
good.
So what'd you get on the dragon die plus your cunning?
A 6 on the dragon die.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
So 7.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah, okay. You get 7 back.
7 is
I'm-
the max I can heal anymore.
Venehn puts
I
the
love
sticks
it.
right there. You fixed.
I'm at 106 out of 111. I will take it.
Get a Lightning McQueen band-aid.
Ciao.
Those don't exist in
Excellent.
this game. That is
Yes,
our
they
home
do.
game.
Yes.
Lightning McQueen is incredible.
Lightning McQueen is a legendary Grey Warden
Yeah.
who has been known to enter
Yes.
the battle and leave just as fast with all of his enemies destroyed before them.
I've been writing fan fiction about him.
Okay.
It's a band-aid, and I
And he's also
draw
voiced by
a
Owen
little.
Wilson.
Yeah, he's voiced by Owen Wilson. And in the live-action HBO series, he's played by Owen Wilson.
Yeah. Mhm.
So
Can you guys fucking imagine Owen Wilson's voice talking about the Grey Warden shit?
Oh my god, the Ordning, wow.
Oh, wow.
First Warden's calling us all back to Weishaupt.
Every time as I age, I just feel myself
Crazy.
being called back to the forest, and I just want to go into a berserk state.
The
Man.
calling is really grinding my gears.
so you
It just
you
sounds like
take
something
time
Owen
to,
Wilson would say.
you take some time to clean up. You are able to patch your wounds and get the gunk off you and all that good stuff. I'll just assume that you fill Ziggy and Shayra in on this. We don't.
No,
go
we
through
make
a whole
them come sit
explanation.
at the table.
Yeah. So you can explain the situation to them so Ziggy knows what's going on and Shayra does as well.
I do want to ask Shayra, like, I guess I could ask her in character, like a person who plays tabletop role-playing games, but essentially just asks, like, do you want to come into the Fade with us?
She thinks about it for a moment and she says, short answer, no. I would, though, if you wished me to. It
Well-
may, however, be beneficial for one of us to remain here so that Minetto doesn't
Do some crazy shit.
tempt. Mhm.
If he does, like, try something that's gonna harm us, I think you'd have our full permission to freaking take his ass down.
With pleasure.
Try not to kill him, but I mean,
No, I'll observe so that nothing insidious happens while you're dreaming.
thank you. Well, now's your last chance to say anything you want to say to me in case I die in the Fade.
She puts a hand on your shoulder.
You're gonna say something mean, aren't you?
She says, "It was good knowing you. Can I have your bow?"
Only if I die. And then here's the thing about this bow. You literally can't steal it. That's in the actual rules of the game.
That is. Mm-hmm.
You literally can't steal it. We had to kill its former owner to get it, and it was given to me. So if I die, then you can have it. Did I show you this thing?
I've seen it.
It's crazy.
It's a good bow.
It's Antivan.
Okay.
I don't know where that is. Just kidding.
She smiles but like squeezes your shoulder and says, "Be careful, please."
Hate for you to start missing me again so soon.
Presumptive.
Extremely.
Anything else amongst your group?
Yeah, as we file out, Ziggy's going to turn to Shayra and just say, it never would have worked out between us anyway.
God, I
Pats her
hope
on the
she
shoulder
just
and then-
hits you right in the face.
She kind of
What
like,
should
she pats the back of your head and says, "In your dreams," then just kind of smacks the back of your head playfully.
She's out of your league.
I don't know.
She's out of
I don't-
my league. Are you kidding?
I'm going to go out swinging.
I don't date
That's-
older men.
Yeah, that deflates him just a little bit.
Ooh,
Ouch.
I
And then he
told you.
goes and wrestles the bear.
She's nasty.
All right.
That's how Ziggy's actually gonna go out. This is not
An
Yasmera.
insult just
It's not.
sucks his soul
No,
out.
no. I mean, it's not Yasmera like poisoning him or like dying in battle. Like we're just gonna. Are you ready to go? Is it your time? We'll just sick the bear on him. I'm sure she'd be honored.
uh, the five of you head down the hall towards the ritual chamber. As you step in,
The six of
you
us.
find.
I said the six of us. I'm just kidding. I'm leaving the bear.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna ask if you.
Bear's
wanted
not
to.
coming in the fade. I don't think.
I kind of assumed not.
Well, last time we were in the fade, there were so many stairs.
there were a lot of stairs. Bears on stairs.
They don't like stairs.
That's my favorite Dr. Seuss book.
You entered this chamber. It's not like, I don't want it to come across as like ritual chamber. This is all like gothic, like witchcraft, kind of like, entrails hanging from the ceiling sort of thing. It's very clinical.
No, because that would be
Wow,
boring.
that went to a whole level.
Wow, I would hate that witchy stuff. Blech. What? No.
It's very clinical. It's similar to some of the like ritual rooms you might have seen at the Circle Tower in your brief moment when it was blowing up around you. The chamber is mostly adorned with some bookcases around the side with some arcane manuals and tomes tucked away in them. There is a kind of semicircular workbench kind of pushed towards the back half of the room, which has a few vials of lyrium and other like arcane implements and kind of like scientific equipment resting atop it. At the center of the room, there is a table which Carter is currently lying on his back atop, apparently sleeping, or by all appearances sleeping.
Trying to figure out if this gives Venehn like the big ick, considering like an hour ago he just had that whole vision of the
I was
same
about to say,
fucking
how
thing.
does Venehn
Yeah.
feel about this?
It's much different. I would say that vision, that room was much more of the occulty kind of entrails.
No, don't make him cool. I'm gonna kill him.
cool.
No, I think I didn't want to make a big thing out of it. I just had that thought.
Minetto is doing some last preparations as you enter, placing a few small like basins of lyrium at the corners of the table, and pouring over his notes along with the transcription of the litany and the notes that Yasmera left for him. As he goes over everything, kind of nods, nodding as you enter, and says, "All right, I think I'm prepared for everything on this side of everything we need. Are you all ready?"
Actually, I'm gonna leave the bear in this room specifically with Shayra.
Okay. The bear kind of lumbers over to a corner of the room and sits down.
This is a very polite bear. Just adopted this bear like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, really. It's
Yeah.
super
It's great.
like, chill. for
It's
being
sometimes
2
they
hours ago.
pick you.
The bear sits in the corner. I keep wanting to say the name. Hassani, was that the name? Is that right?
Halani.
Halani. Halani sits in the corner. Shayra kind of rests her back, leaning against the wall next to Halani. Minetto gestures around the table. On two sides of the table, there are two chairs that are placed there, just simple wooden chairs. And he gestures for you to sit.
Sit down.
As he
Yeah, says, no, I'll stand, and then just like reels back and just falls
You
over
just
once
fall
it gets
face
started.
first. He's like, if you insist.
She'll say.
He says, all right. We'll begin the spell for the dream walking. And once you are there, we'll begin the incantations on this side. I suppose try to resolve it as quickly as you can. Once I begin here, you will notice things. The demon's binding, I will no longer have control over it as I try to shunt it back into the Fade. So it will very likely lash out at you. Do whatever you can to resolve this as quickly as possible. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right. He moves to the table, picks up a couple of vials. He hands one to each of you. He says, drink.
I look at Yasmera
Yeah, I
to make
look
sure
right
it's
at
okay.
Yasmera.
Can I do a poison check, please?
You poisoned me one time.
Oh, no.
All right.
Not that I don't think I could take it, obviously.
You were chosen. Yes.
I'm destined for greater things.
That's ever greater things. Tower of Will.
Yes, you can
do
do
poison
a
lore?
check with your poison lore.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
the greater things I was destined for are not dying in this weirdo's lab.
Absolutely not. Oh, okay. I got some doubles. That's nice. 12 plus 8 is 20.
20. Okay, so this is a decoction of several like different herbs and things infused with a small amount of lyrium. In a large quantity, this could be poisonous. This isn't something that you'd want to drink a gallon of. But in a small in this small amount, it will do nothing other than induce sleep, and along with the additional like magical components of the spell. You probably don't understand the magic with the poison lore. You don't understand the magic behind it, but as far as like looking over the vial and kind of seeing what's
If someone wanted to very expensively use lyrium as like an Ambien, this is kind of what we're dealing with. Then.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
Gives it a sniff, sniffs everybody else's. Okay. Also gives it a good look to Shara. Like, watch our back, girl.
Shara just gives a nod. Arms crossed, leaning against the wall, just ready to act if she needs to. You all down your potions.
Bottoms up.
All right.
Last time we did something like this, Garas ended up running naked through Val Royale.
Funny thing is, that's the only.
How did I miss that one? I feel like I've heard so many stories. You never told me that one.
Garas doesn't like it when I tell that one.
But
I
I
like
want
the
to
way
hear it.
other
I
story.
really want to hear it.
He
There's
likes to.
another story
It's
with it.
because he likes to tell that one himself.
Yeah, that's the reason why.
You all drink. It's a few moments where just kind of like a slight burning sensation due to the like alcohol solution that it is. The potion is
Do you
suspended.
have any limes?
Yeah.
A little salt.
Venehn hands each of you a lime and some salt.
Yeah.
The you as you drink it though, within a like 10 seconds, you begin to feel this like heaviness of sleep taking you. And you hear Minetto begin to like incant something, though it's like kind of like mumbled and kind of slurred as you are beginning to drift off. And
Shit.
simultaneously, all of you fall back in your chairs and drift off to sleep. And we're going to go ahead and take our break here, since this is a good place to do it.
Buddy.
So, we're going to go and take a very quick break. Everyone, thank you for watching. We'll be back in a few minutes to continue our session. Go stretch, have a snack, drink some water, whatever you need to do, and we'll see you back here very soon. Until then, stay tuned. And welcome back, Internet. Thanks for hanging out. So we took our break. Those are words. Let's get back to it. So, the four of you drift off into sleep, feeling no different at first than you would lying in your own beds. One by one, your eyes don't really open, it more seeming to focus, like shapes appearing in the darkness of your subconscious that begin to materialize around you. It's of like a dimmer switch being slowly turned on. As the world materializes, you notice that the four of you are sitting in close proximity to each other, the same way that you were when you fell asleep. However, instead of the table and chairs in the interior of the keep, you're in an open space, one that is not entirely unfamiliar. You are sitting, I don't know, we didn't decide who was sitting on which side, but two and two, on benches across a small cobblestone path from each other. There is a fountain to one side, devoid of water, just bone dry, and a circular like round within the path that a few more intersect at. And as you begin to focus and look around, you realize where you're sitting. You were here several years ago, not too far away, digging up graves outside of the Circle Tower. And as that begins to come into focus, you begin to realize you are within the grounds of the Valrio Circle. You can see the same layout of the path as it winds around what would be a garden. However, the off the path from you is devoid of life. The shrubs or greenery that would be there withered away, some desiccated branches or plants, mostly rotted, clinging to the ground, to this dry and parched earth. However, any expanse of grounds between these paths, more than a couple feet off of it, breaks away, collapsing downwards into a void beneath you. And you realize that this pathway, this walkway around you, is fragmented remains suspended in the air around an all-encompassing void that encircles you. You can vaguely make out as you look up like fragments of light or color or debris amongst the darkness. But it is a wholly unfamiliar dreamscape that these small patches of familiarity find themselves hovering or resting within. Outside of the grounds, or where the gates or the walls surrounding the circle perimeter would be, some remain standing, most are broken away, and what would be the city of Valrio around you is entirely gone. Unlike your last trip to the Fade, there is no interconnecting landscape, no stretching off into eternity of varying shapes and mountains and figures and statues in the distance. You are within a dreamscape entirely separate from seemingly anything else. And at the center, as your vision is drawn across these paths, you see the Circle Tower. The white spire stretching up above you, decrepit, rotten, mostly destroyed and fractured. The base of it mostly intact, connected to the ground with these paths spiderwebbing out from it. But as it climbs upwards, you see sections of the walls that are broken away at more and more frequency until the top of the tower is just fractured bits suspended in the air that seem to stretch up into eternity above you.
Stones, blood. This is what the place is like.
Just as spooky as I remember.
Oh, do we need to go find this thing? Or is it just going to show up?
Now, based on our last experience, I imagine it'll find us, but
What did we do last time? I mean, we just kind of walked around until it.
found a bunch of darkspawn.
Yeah.
Perhaps we go to... Looks down at black void on either side. Maybe we find a better battleground, perhaps?
I think that's all we can do.
Big spooky tower at least has walls.
True.
So do you think like we are dreaming and this is like a mix of the dreamscape and the fade kind of thing?
I mean, when you dream, you go to the fade. Kind of.
Because I mean, sometimes in my dreams I can like jump really far and high. You think we could do that here?
Give it a shot.
Okay, but not like off the edge, though.
Not right here,
I'm not
maybe.
gonna jump off the edge. No, I'm saying a jump, not fly. I haven't flown in the dream. That's ridiculous.
I think that's probably not the fade part. I think that's just the dream part.
Ziggy jumps towards the tower. Does he jump a foot?
Is it like he's on the moon?
You try to open your mind, Neo, and and try to jump preternaturally far. You get about a foot off the ground, then kind of clank down. You do realize you're wearing armor. Still,
We got all our stuff.
Yeah, however you were when you.
He got
fell
a whole
asleep.
foot off the ground.
Yeah, a whole
Hey,
foot.
shattered femur. Like that's.
Impressive.
I think Ziggy thinks that was a success.
Impressive.
Impressive.
You realize that
So, you must be the new guy.
we can't. We're not doing the
Sorry.
My next character is going to be the Chosen.
Yes!
Okay.
And I'm going to talk like that the entire campaign.
Impressive.
Or until Val makes me stop.
I would
I'm here for it.
walk away.
Please.
I just know that if I let it go on long enough, eventually you'll tire out from it.
Ooh, challenge issued.
You want to go down that road?
Yeah.
No,
No, I want to continue with the game. You mostly feel like you feel corporeal, feel physical. You know you're not, like, you know that this space is not you, that you are sleeping elsewhere, but for all intents and purposes, like you realize that the challenge here, like, that might be possible to like be different, to look, feel, seem different than you are, but your mind is projecting yourself here in a very specific way, and you would have to convince yourself that you are something that you are not.
Remind me, I think I know this information, but it's just kind of lost right now. Do dwarves dream at all?
No.
Mm-mm.
So
No,
they
the
just go
only-
to sleep and then they wake up.
Yes.
God, that's the dream right
must
there.
make the-
Yes, dwarves do not dream because
Yeah.
dreams are innate to their connection to the fade.
The only
They have
way
like a weird thing with like the stone itself, though, right? Like, isn't there?
That's only very specific dwarves. It's not all
Yeah,
of them.
okay.
Like
Stone
stone sense
speaking.
and stone speaking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry,
so
I'm not the TM.
dwarves do not normally dream, have no connection to the fade. They are, however, and this is part of the canon, is that the only time a dwarf can enter the fade, can do something like this, is with the assistance of a mage. And the exact logistics of that are kind of vary depending on the circumstances and the spells being used. It's mostly a mechanic for in the video game, if you're playing a dwarf character, that you can do
Right.
the rest of the stuff and don't just get locked out from missions. But Yeah. You this is probably your first experience doing this, unless Ziggy would have found a reason to have a mage help them with this in the past. So
Cool. So I think Ziggy jumps a foot and stumbles a little bit and goes, well, tower?
okay. The four of you walk along this path carefully as you head towards the tower. Luckily, there any breaks in the path are very small, enough that it's not too much of a challenge to hop over them or close that distance. But you have to wind around it in a circuitous route, following the intact paths here towards the tower. As you approach, it is very quiet here. There's no airflow. There's no like breeze or weather or wind to speak of. It's very still, very quiet, other than the sound of your own feet against the cobblestone.
I am so sorry. I have another question for you.
Sure.
Ziggy is slowly succumbing to the calling.
Mhm.
Does he hear anything here?
That's a good question. I think, based on my understanding, I think you do, in the same way that you have pretty consistently for a while now, but it is more muted, like
Kind of
like a,
underwatery.
yeah, like there's a bit more separation between you and the calling. The You don't quite know if that's the nature of your, still having a physical body somewhere, or that there is some, I mean, the blight, the origins of which come from the Fade, or originated in this area to begin with. Like, there are pockets of or elements of the blight here, whether you're sensing those, like proximity. But yes, for right now, you're it feels much less, that pressure is lessened than it was a few moments ago.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. As you approach the tower, the four of you hear a omnipresent, like, muttering at first, and you realize that it's a familiar voice, as it seemed like from a far off place, speaking through a wall. You begin to hear the voice of Minetto, and you realize that chanting, that like incantation that he had begun when you left, like, it's still going. And you are kind of still picking that up slightly as you're here and approaching this tower. And then there's a moment all around you where there's just this vibration through the stone, and you see crumbling bits of the intact walkways around you kind of falling off, tumbling down into the void on either side. The tower itself almost seems to oscillate and shake for a moment. And a few seconds after that, a warbling, inhuman scream echoes from the tower, catching all of you in almost like a shock wave that like causes you to stumble for a second. It carries for a few seconds, then it dwindles off. And from within the tower, you begin to see light, a eerie crimson glow through the cracks in the foundations, just visible in this dim light of this dream space.
Well, used to running headlong toward the big scary thing, I suppose.
there's nowhere else to go except in that direction.
Continue.
Yep.
All right. Steadying yourselves.
Can I do
Marching
a little
forward.
darkspawn ping anyway while we're,
Yeah.
Smart.
just,
If you want to do a perception detect darkspawn.
Perception darkspawn. As a treat. That is 18.
18.
Yeah.
You do not sense any darkspawn here.
Okay.
Can I go to the beacon and change my party members real quick? I spec for this particular fight.
Yeah. Who do you want to switch out?
Oh shit. I have to tell them to their face. Way harder to do when you have to look them in
Come
the
on,
face.
come on.
and
I
say,
have no.
Actually,
There's
don't want
not
you
going to
here.
be any sneaking. There's not going to be like I have -1 in magic. Like it's got to be yes, and that's totally fine. I accept that.
Yeah.
No, see, we have 2 frontliners though, so I would probably trade one of you out for a mage. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But when I got back to base, I would bring you a gift.
Oh.
I found this.
and it would weirdly be the last gift you need to give them to upgrade the romance option.
Yeah, and then we'd have a whole cutscene, then you don't feel left out.
Yeah.
Aww.
And then everybody on the internet can get mad at me for being gay.
You cautiously move forward towards the open gates leading into the circle tower. The massive like iron wrought wooden gates are mostly intact, a little crumbled towards the top, rotted away where you can see that red light pouring through. There are ajar, to which one of them is slightly in front of the other, giving you enough walkway to peer in as you approach the base of the spire. And as you do, that light, you can see the source of it is at the base of this tower. The interior like entry hall that you would be familiar with from your last time at the spire is mostly crumbled away, this room having been broken and shattered. The little fragments of a stairwell still continuing along the wall to an upper reach. The next like 2 or 3 floors have broken down, collapsing and crumbling inward to the debris piles that you see that have been pushed off into the corners of this chamber, leaving you a space close to 100 feet high and equally as wide. The presence, that force that you felt, once again kind of presses outwards, causing you to stumble as you look in, and you see suspended about 30 feet off of the ground, hovering in the center of the air, you see Carter, or something similar to Carter. You looks as you saw him last. However, slightly incorporeal, like out of sync with everything else, kind of shifting slightly. He seems to be in a trance or asleep, unconscious in some way, and bound arms and legs and torso in obsidian chains that connect, kind of web outwards into the room, anchored at several points around the stone interior. And surrounding Carter is this enormous form. You see and feel this entity moving within this room, taking on the appearance and the form of what appear to be hundreds of corpses, all sort of patched and crushed together to form a loosely human shape to it. A colossal being towering above that is gripping onto the chains in several places. And you see pulling and moving, attempting to manipulate Carter as some sort of infernal puppet master. The entity has no face or real like recognizable expression or to behold, but you feel this malevolent presence off from it. And at the center, kind of just above Carter, about 20 feet up this mass, which extends about 60 feet tall or so, is a socket, like a void, an opening at the center where these corpses don't meet, forming a darkness, a hollow point. And within this glowing red eye forms, focused malevolently down in Carter's direction.
So everybody has full Estus flasks, right? Because the second stage is going to be a lot harder than the first.
You forgot to rest at the bonfire.
Whoa.
You hear an echoing deep voice through this chamber, growling, saying, "You cannot force me out so easily, mage. I will have what is mine. Release me." Again, shaking through the room, this presence.
Has it
Does it
seen
seem-
us yet?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
asking.
Can
does
we
not-
actually maybe sneaky sneak? I didn't think we'd be able to, but maybe we
It
can.
does not seem to have noticed you yet.
We're gonna
You
release
still
him,
hear that
alright.
chanting around you. What I'm going to tell you, though, as you are preparing to make your move, is that I'm not running this like a traditional combat encounter. I wanted to streamline this. This is going to be an advanced skill test
Always up to some bullshit over there.
that we are going to be running. Here's the situation. As you have gotten to the point, you've seen what's going on, whether you are at this moment, for this brief moment, undetected to the point that you can have a second to consider your options, what you're going to do. So this is going to be run as an advanced skill challenge, and we will go ahead and act like in an initiative order where each of you will get to do something if you wish. The ultimate goal here, as you know, is to release Carter by freeing him from the control, separating him from this demon. You will we haven't done an advanced skill challenge in a little while.
Yeah.
So there's a difficulty. So anything you do, you can make attacks, you can do skill checks, you can do whatever you want. You just tell me what you're doing. It has to make sense for the situation.
So here's my thing.
Uh-huh.
We need to release Carter is the goal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey guys. I mean, what if we just kind of sneak our way over there and free Carter?
Can we please? We haven't done a sneaking one in a long time.
I know, I was saying, because we're always running and smashing things, but I think I can do a great distraction and you guys can sneak over there and do your magic, kind of like, back then.
Well, if you can keep yourself together, we might not even need a distraction.
Well, I hear the lad out. I'm quite a bit sneakier than I might appear, but I know that the two of you got that under wraps. Maybe, yeah, I'd go with Garas and we distract the hell out of the thing while you can accomplish more undetected.
You want to distract that? Yeah, it's your life.
Ziggy puts a hand on your shoulder.
No, here we go again.
And whispers, "Oh, don't. Fine. Look, yeah, I'm not trying to go out like a chump. And this seems like something incredible. Not just for you, which means a lot to me, but shit, if this works, who knows? It could change history. It could be like what uh it could be like what Sunshine was trying to do, but actually good and work. Anyway, I'd like to distract the 60-foot tall monster with my yelling and body.
Just those two?
Uh, Hammer.
There we go. Hey. We'll have Carter draw you.
Plus, we can't let you sneak because your bones make that weird creaky noise. I just wanted to say it out
You
loud.
only hear that when I let you hear that.
Oh, the man's in control of his bones.
Boy, I hope I get
Impressive.
that good at that age.
Impressive.
Impressive.
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
With
not.
that brief
It's like a
moment
call and
to-
response. Like, you have to say it.
You have to say it.
with that brief moment to come up with a plan. I want to go ahead and let's go and roll initiative so we can establish an order that everybody will go in, and then I will explain a little bit more of how this is going to work.
$21.
20.
18.
24.
All right. So it's going to go Venehn, Ziggy, Garas, Yasmera.
Yay.
All right. So like I said, this is going to be an advanced difficulty skill challenge. So if you don't remember how that works, there's a difficulty that is set that for whatever you decide to do, you have to meet that to succeed. You roll the dice, you have to beat that to succeed it. Then there is a success threshold. We tally up the result on the dragon die and add that to your total threshold. Once you have hit the threshold that I've set, then the challenge has been successful. We're going to do this in rounds where everybody will get to do one thing. And then at the end of the round, something is going to happen, and then we reset and do and go again. Does that all make sense? Van, you were so still for a second. I thought you had frozen.
The music started getting really scary.
It got intense.
So I will tell y'all that this challenge that I have set up is going to be a difficulty 21 for any checks you roll. And the success threshold is 25.
Cool.
There are also, you can do any action that you want. You can also choose to assist someone else and give them a +2 bonus. If you don't want to roll something yourself, then you can give it to, if you don't have something appropriate to roll, then you can give it to somebody else and they roll it. I will also, the second rule part of this is that similar to a challenge we did a long time ago, you can't do the same action more than once per round. So if somebody attacks, then they're the only person that can attack. If somebody rolls stealth, then they're the only person that can do stealth. Somebody else has to do something. So you guys can coordinate a little bit that way, decide what you want to do. I think that is, and there will be consequences if you fail, and then something is going to happen every round to push this along too. So
Consequences.
With that, Venehn, what would you like to do?
Consequences on my podcast?
Consequences.
And because this is because this is a skill challenge, we're also not doing stunts or anything, just so we know ahead of time.
Okay. You knew I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
Well, I imagine me and Yaz are breaking off to try to get in. How can I just get like just a snapshot of what I'm looking at?
You are looking, you are currently behind a door or like in the crack in a door that you can slip through. There is a large circular chamber about 100 feet across, lots of debris and rubble across the ground. Carter suspended in the air by chains, which are anchored across the room. The chains on his arms are anchored to the wall. The chains on his legs are anchored to the floor. The chain on his torso is actually anchored to the mass of this demon creature. The creature itself, the demon, is colossal. It takes up a large chunk of the room. Glowing red eye. It is currently kind of like grabbing on and like pulling at some of the chains, like it was trying to like puppeteer Carter.
Okay. So we got to get those. We got to get those off.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get those off.
If you want to sneak to something farther away, and I could do Ledger Domain this round I'm at the end anyway, so once the distraction hits off, I might not have to sneak as much to get into place to start. At least I could do Ledger Domain to
like the chains on the ground.
Off.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll also say, because this is an advanced difficulty check, if like Venehn does stealth, I'm applying that to your group as a whole. Like Venehn is sneaking this round. He's leading the stealth. If like Yasmera's going with Venehn, like this is not you acting in like individual turns. These are actions y'all are taking for the benefit of the goal that you're trying to.
So I'll get the two of us in.
Cool.
And then we'll split for the chains on the ground. Yes. Does that work? Okay.
That sounds great.
Then I will sneak us in.
Okay. So Venehn, go ahead and do a stealth test.
This is my best one.
Difficulty 21.
Well, I have a plus 10.
Yee.
Nice. So good chances.
Yeah, because because my dex is a 6 and then my stealth is 4. Okay. Ew. I roll I'm really sad that we're not on stunts, because I rolled 2 6s and a 5, so I imagine that's gonna add up to more than 21.
Yeah, I think so.
12, 17,
27.
Yeah, 27.
Damn. Okay,
so
what'd you get on the dragon die?
A 6.
6. Okay.
Yeah, so it's 6 6 5. Yeah. So I guess the highest I could ever roll on stealth is 28. That's
nice.
All right. That's crazy.
You grab so kind of Garas and like you grab the group, whoever's gonna kind of sneak in with Venehn, and
doing the hand signals like we practiced.
Yes.
You get low and you dart forward, kind of finding a path through the rubble and the debris around the room to keep out of sight, to keep this entity from noticing you. You were able to clear a lot of distance up to the chains anchored to the floor, and the demon still raging above you is seemingly unaware of your presence.
I will
that is
pass it off, say if we get much closer it's going to see us.
That is Venehn. Ziggy, what do you do?
All right. I think for my first move of this interaction, as Ziggy is on team distraction, this is not my single best skill, but I think it's the one that makes the most sense. Ziggy is going to swing the door wide open. I think Ziggy and maybe Garas wants to hangs back just a little bit so that the other two can kind of like slip in a little bit.
Garas will, like, after you swing that door open, he'll put a hand in your face, like, now follow my lead. And he'll let you go off on what you were going to do.
Wait. Okay, so just fully standing in the open doorway, he turns to you and goes, wait, I'm following your lead. Hold on 1 second. I'm following your lead.
Oh, no, yes, follow my lead. Just catch up on catch up on every other beat. Just try to harmonize with me if you can. Don't worry. We'll go fine.
Ziggy's learned how to do bits.
All right. Okay.
Carter learned emotions and Ziggy learned comedy.
Ziggy, I'm going to use willpower, courage, or self-discipline. They're both the same. To just stride loudly and confidently into the center of the room, going, "Hey, big shitty! You ever seen one like me before?"
I love it. Go ahead and do your role as the entity like freezes in place for a moment. You see that eye at the center of this mountain of corpses turns towards you, the red light beaming down in your direction.
I don't think I made it. It's an 18. What did you say it was?
Is 21.
21, yeah.
Okay. What did you get on the dragon die?
1.
Okay. The entity turns down in your direction, and as you stride out confidently towards this thing, I think there's just a moment where like you just hesitate for the slightest second. I mean, this is unlike anything you've ever seen. Yeah. The demon looks down and says, "You." I knew I sensed the living. I will devour you as I have the others. Garrus. The eye beams down your direction. You see a massive like appendage of these corpses sweeps out towards you, Ziggy, slamming into you and sending you crashing across the ground. It just swats Ziggy like a fly. You are going to take let's see. You are going to take 15 points of damage.
That's all right. Ziggy crashes into a wall. I'm sure there's like shattered stone and imprint almost of his body, and he slumps down and goes, a little bitch.
The rest of you see this happen as Ziggy gets swatted to the side. Garas, it is your turn.
Garas just watches that happen, non-pulse, just hell of a crowd. And he'll pull out his lute and he'll walk into the room just plucking away some chords, and he starts saying, "When I was a young boy, I never thought it would come to this. The scars, they seem to heal. And soon all I feel is regret. And now I am a grown man. I've lost it all again, but what I'll miss the most, pay close attention and you'll look at this." And he starts playing the lute super loud and singing a song to get him to focus all the attention on him. And he's just like walking around, dancing about, but trying to focus this like demons all the attention.
I love this for both of us.
From up ahead behind the rock, Venen's like, he keeps doing this bit. Do you think it's working?
Garas
back on his bullshit again.
I would like to roll either music lore or deception.
I think deception, because I was thinking performance. I could see a deception kind of trying to trick this thing.
Ooh, good thing about deception. That is a 22.
Okay, 22. What did you on the dragon die?
I got a 4.
4. Okay.
4.
As you begin to play and begin to sing and dance around and make all this distraction, you can see it was focused on Ziggy, and you could see this the shape moving closer and like looming over Ziggy, threatening to just fully consume your companion. It just kind of freezes in that moment and looks towards you, and as much expression as a single eye can give off, it looks confused and kind of looks at you and just says, "What the fuck are you?"
Garas is singing, just like, "Look at me, just look at me, pay attention, just look at me," and he's singing it in perfect melody and just trying to confuse and distract this thing.
I love it. It definitely seems to work. More successes on the board. That is Yasmera's turn.
All right, we're gonna do some eligibility, and as we snuck up, try, I guess, for the chains on the floor.
Okay. You get close enough to the chains. You can see how they're anchored to the ground. You pull out some tools to try to start prying bits free to hopefully get Carter loose. Go ahead and roll a Legend of Maine.
And then I think I have a fun thing on Ledger Domain. Let me double check here. I'll roll it first, but bouquet. That'll be 13 plus 9 is a 22.
22 succeeds.
Woo!
What you got in the dragon die?
Got a 3.
3. Okay. All right. You take out your tools. You slide over towards this as Venehn has successfully navigated you to the base of these chains. You take out your tools. You begin to pry at these pieces from the stone, getting these bolts free. You see this chain begin to go slack as you continue to work on it. Making some progress there. Like Carter's leg, which was like taut in place, like almost like it was like on a rack, like being pulled apart, kind of is a little bit like looser, and you see some movement there. You are successful in that as this creature, as the demon looks down towards all of you, or not all of you, but towards Ziggy and Garas, and feels these presences in the room. You see it grip onto the chains again and say, "You will not have what is mine." And there's another pulse, a shockwave, which racks through the room. Everybody in the room is going to take 28 points of penetrating damage
Damn, son.
as the first round concludes. And you recognize just being in the proximity, being so close to this thing in its domain, at its full power, still connected with Carter. This is a dangerous place to be, and you have only a limited amount of time before you are overwhelmed by this presence. That will bring us back to the start of the round with Venehn.
Okay. Can we tell from here if Carter's conscious?
Carter is not conscious.
Maybe I should do something about that. 'Cause I don't know. I don't really have anything for like the chain necessarily. But perhaps he could be persuaded to wake up. Is what I'm thinking.
Okay. How would you like to persuade Carter to wake up?
Well, that's for next time. I want to actually. I think I want to climb up this chain
Okay.
and see what I can do from
Try to get closer to Carter?
the top. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So you want to do a climb check?
I have climbing.
Yeah.
I've also got acrobatics, if that's a thing I could do.
I
Kinda
don't
swing my way
know
up.
how you would acrobatics your way up a chain.
Parkour.
So
Running
acrobatics
really
is
good.
Rope and an arrow.
Running really good.
uh
Shoot an arrow up there and swing up the rope.
Parkour.
acrobatics is executing gymnastics, balancing, and tumbling maneuvers.
Going
If I
up
try to
the
walk up this like diagonal chain.
I mean, that's
Like a
what it
tightrope?
says that's in the definition.
Okay, I'll allow it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Did it.
Whee.
I figure if Legolas can surf a Hollyphant, then Venehn
Yeah.
should be able to tightrope a big ass dream chain.
Yeah.
22.
22 succeeds. What you got on the dragon die?
3.
All right. You begin to climb up the, like, you see Yasmera's working on one. You notice the other still taut. Knowing this might put a little more strain on Carter, but recognizing for the greater good, you
I'm small.
quickly. You scamper across the ground towards that chain, and begin to sort of like climb the first bit, getting some footing, and just like full parkouring up the side, kind of like swinging under the bottom, running along the top of it, scaling the way up towards Carter.
Literally 10 seconds ago, you were like, I don't know how you would like acrobatics your way up a chain. And yet you've given me the answer.
I justified it. Yeah. You're welcome.
I gotta get to him.
Venehn, that is, you all see Venehn beginning to scamper up the chain here. Ziggy, it is your turn.
I think with a similar mindset, how far up are there's what you said 5 sets of chains, one for each limb and then one around his torso?
Yes.
And the one around his torso is connected to the creature itself. How
Yes.
far up are the chains that are connected to his arms?
They are anchored to the walls. They're pretty far up. I'd say probably close to like 40 feet.
Great. Um, I think Ziggy's going to charge at the creature and start climbing it, but I think he is also going to be trying to harmonize with the song that he's never heard before, and also he can't sing. So that's not my role. I just want you to know that there is a bad harmonization going on with this song. And yeah, Ziggy is going to try to.
So we have half of a tone deaf a cappella group, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So strength climbing.
Yeah. Oh, that's quite a bit better. Pages. What am I doing? Here we go. Oh, it's 21 exactly. It's only a 4 on the dragon die. I guess that's still pretty good. Yeah, I like that.
Okay. 4 on the dragon die. With a success, you begin to ascend the creature, just like digging your
grabbing
hands
onto
into
corpses,
grabbing onto like an arm and a leg, and
Mm-hmm.
like hand in the like rotten mouth of the head of one creature as you're
He's muttering
scaling up.
apologies as he's going, so it's like, I was young. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Oh God, hang on. I know it's metal. It's going on your face. Oh.
The demon, you can see reacting to this, like beginning to move to push you off, but beginning to see other things happening as well, like feeling the connection, like Carter's bindings beginning to weaken, with Garas being extremely distracting out, like it's focusing on a lot of things right now, and you're just a dwarf climbing up a mountain of corpses towards the top.
I'm just a dwarf standing in front of a monster, climbing a mountain of corpses.
That is excellent. That is going to be Garrus' turn now.
Okay, so Garas is just singing away, doing his best to distract them. I would like to do a willpower courage just to like maintain the song.
Okay. Yes, you can definitely do that. Just you are trying to just perform the most distracting thing you can and just trying to maintain your composure while doing so. Yeah. I'm 100% for that.
21 on the button.
Okay.
And 6 on the dragon.
6 on the dragon die.
Yeah, because I have to roll triple sixes to get 21.
Oh my God.
Courage.
Okay. All right. You you steady yourself, beginning to play this song, keeping your composure. You see the energy is fully focused on you for the sole purpose of you are the strangest thing that's happening in the room right now, and doesn't understand you. And you see the demon looking down, just continuing to, like, the red light, this eye burning with malice. It says, stop that right now.
Garas is going even harder into like trying to get them, is like trying to focus them on them. But then when he starts to like get annoyed, he starts to slowly go into like a soft ballad, but still kind of distracting them. Still keeping the distract, but trying to keep the mellow cool. Also while trying to distract them while Ziggy climbs their way up their body.
Okay. Well, y'all have rolled extremely well, and that is 26 successes in 7 rounds of actions. I think you only failed on 1. I need to set these things harder. For context, I just want to say, for game context, this is the hardest that the game system lets me set it. So I do need to start just...
This game system was
ignoring
never
the
built
rules.
for anyone to actually play this far into the game.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. This was nigh impossible difficulty and formidable
The
success
lowest
threshold.
roll was an 18.
Yeah. So anyway, news for me later. So I want to sort of narrate a bit here.
Since we already got it, can I just finish it out with what I was thinking of since I'm last and I can like
Yes,
wait till
please
the end?
describe to me what you were doing.
Since no one attacked, I was gonna. Could I try and shoot this motherfucker with a marrow lock poisoned bolt?
Sure.
Sweet.
Kind of like freeze up all the
Even
all
if he
the
fails,
bodies.
he does take some penetrating damage. But if he fails, he loses a full turn howling in agony. Whoo!
Never even got a chance to ask him what his deal is.
15 plus 25 to hit.
20, yeah, so that succeeds. You fire the bolt into the like center, like near where this eye is. The bolt strikes and you see like ripping through the corpses, the demon like howls in anger, and as you're not sure if like what the effect is. I mean, the strange thing is like the poison's real, but it's not real, and trying to figure all that out. But the effect seems to have taken place as you see it kind of stuns backwards for a bit as you hit it. For narrating this too, Ziggy, you are climbing up the body as Garas is distracting and is just taking this massive blow. Venehn, you have scaled the chains and you reach up to where Carter is. What does Venehn do when you get to Carter?
Like, kind of his face a little bit, just a little tap, not hard. Carter? God, I hope you're in there. I need you to listen to me, okay? We're going to get you out of here, but I need your help to get down.
Just harder.
As you say this, you're gripping on Carter, you see the chain at your foot, or at Carter's foot, fully like breaks free, leaving one foot just kind of dangling.
Come on, buddy, I know you're in there.
Ziggy, you are scaling the corpses. What does Ziggy do from as he reaches his destination?
So if this had gone on longer, Ziggy would have been going for like one of the arm chains, but I think in this kind of progress thing, I think it actually makes more sense for Ziggy to charge right up towards that central eye. It's not full on death wish, but he knows that the closer he can, like he's on team distraction. The goal here is to save Carter. It's not for everybody to get back. It's for at least 4 people to get back. So Ziggy is going to go straight up towards that central maw, shouting every insult, every jibe, every curse that he's ever heard at any of the hundreds or thousands of taverns that he's been through, amongst all of the other soldiers that he's been with. You know what? I'm a berserker. I never get to use it. It's a form of berserk rage. There's spittle flying out his mouth. It's a battle rage. He's heading straight towards the eye to fucking have a chat with this thing.
Yeah, I think as you scale up towards it, the eye like flickering and wildly reeling across the room at everything that's happening, you reach the center, like just below the eye, where the chain that is connected to Carter is anchored into the body of this being. You grab onto it as you pull forward, or as you pull upwards. Do you think Ziggy in this moment would try to rip that chain free?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I think he would look back to see Carter and Venehn, and Van just walked away. But I think he would he'd make eye contact, hopefully with Venehn, and give a nod, we just try to rip it out of the creature, rip him free.
In this berserk rage, you scale up to the chain, gripping onto it, looking up and shrieking at this demon. You, as it is still like succumbing to or dealing with the poison bolt that just hit it, you grab onto the chain and rip it out with a sickening tearing noise of the metal ripping through the corpses that make up the anchor point for it. You see the demon just lurches backwards as Carter is ripped free of the chain tethering him to the demon. In that moment, Venehn, as you yell into Carter's face, you see his eyes flicker and then snap open. Carter, what do you say?
So sorry. We have to go.
Yeah, we're falling right now. Please.
As Carter, you regain your consciousness in this moment. Venehn, you feel a lurching sensation as the chains snap from the where they are bound around Carter's hands, legs, and across his torso, as all of the bindings shattered, fragmenting outwards.
I'm gonna grab onto him, and just in case if we're falling, I'm gonna put my back to the ground.
As you are holding Carter, Carter remains suspended there for a second, and then begins to flicker out of existence.
That works.
And you watch as he says this and as regains composure, Carter vanishes from the space, and you tumble downwards.
That'll do, pig.
As you begin to fall, I'm not going to give you any damage for it, but you slam into the ground.
That would have been cool, though.
I mean, I can give you damage for it. All right.
You love it. Ziggy jumped out a damn window.
What are you afraid of?
Please don't kill Venehn, but do a roll some dice, man.
You take 19 points of damage from the fall.
I will gladly take it.
As you slam into the ground, tumbling across the debris. The rest of you see Carter flickering away. The demon's still very much here, though, as it looks down at Ziggy yelling. It grabs onto you, Ziggy, and pull, like, still kind of like flinching from the poison and howling in rage, looks down at you and says, "Then I will take you instead." And as it begins to pull you up, it shrieks again as there is a blast through this tower. It releases you and you fall crashing to the ground. So we sense this precedent. I'm going to do some damage to Ziggy. You take 17 points of damage as you fall crashing next to Venehn in front of Garas, near where Yasmera is. The four of you roughly in the center of this room, as the tower around you begin to fracture and break away, as the scenery around you begins to disappear. The demon, still looming large, almost seeming to swell in size and grow, and says, "I will destroy all of you. I will take one of you as my own vessel, and I will leave this place." There is a light, golden, that emanates from behind Garas. You notice it first over your shoulder as you turn around and see a doorway materializing in the air. And all of you hear in unison a voice says, "I recommend that you don't stay here. This way."
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck off through that door.
All right, come on, Ziggy.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I was
does
gonna
it
say
sound?
somebody carry Ziggy.
Does it
I'm
sound
not that hurt. I'm just so slow.
like are the old blood mage that is doing this ritual, or does it sound like someone else?
Yeah.
Maybe a really tall, darkspawn looking fella?
Uh-huh.
As you consider these things, you...
I'm gonna drag Ziggy along with me.
My question is...
Until we get to Garrus, and then Garrus is stronger than me, so he's now Garrus's responsibility.
Your two options are to stay here or go through door.
Go through door.
Do we have a minute to
when you
talk
put
about
it
it?
like that?
You're welcome to
hard
stay
for
here
me
and
to
fight this
decide.
demon.
They're like right next to each other.
Y'all are all welcome to stay here and fight this demon if you would
because
like.
he's much stronger than me, I will hoist Ziggy off on Garrus, and I say, "Okay, I think maybe we should go through the door."
Garas will take Ziggy, fireman, carry him on his back, and like run through.
Reach back, grab Yas, make sure she's still here somewhere.
I'm coming.
As you hear the voice and you recognize its familiarity with the danger behind you, you rush towards the hopefully safer of the two options. As you reach the precipice of this portal, soon moving through, with Garas helping Ziggy, the two of you, last ones to make it through, turn over your shoulder, see this impossibly large demon bending over down on a dozen makeshift appendages of corpses beginning to across the floor towards you. You
I flip it off.
Flip it off as you stumble through the portal, the golden light encompassing you as the demon vanishes from sight. And as you stumble outwards, the golden doorway snaps closed. And you look around you, realizing you are definitively still in the Fade. You see out from the veranda that you stand on, floating islands of rock, debris. You see colossal statues towering in the distance. But in your immediate proximity, you see 40-foot tall bookcases. You see relics, small antiquities, tucked neatly away through this sanctum. And standing at the center is the 10 to 12 foot tall, long, inhuman shape in gilded robes of the architect.
Dick.
You can put me down now.
Long time no see.
The architect regards you and says, "Yes, it has. It is a pleasure to see you all again."
How'd you know we were
Feeling
here?
is not- yeah.
I've been keeping my eye on all of you,
Makes sense.
and when you crossed into the Fade, I knew we had an opportunity that we might not have for some time.
What's that?
To parlay.
I recall the last time we chatted, it was pretty much just you delivering some weird manifesto. Drop Ziggy.
I feel like I'm always doing this in the conversation. Who the fuck?
That's the architect.
It sort of bows in your direction.
Somebody. You built a house?
No, we've definitely told Ziggy who
We've
this
talked
is.
about the architect.
Okay.
There's no way in 3 years Ziggy doesn't
We
know
have
who
not
we're
mentioned,
talking about.
you know, the
However-
Darkspawn guy that is like in
however-
control and hasn't.
However,
Yeah.
You know, our awakened Darkspawn friend.
Oh, you know what? For that matter, what now? Because Garrus, you met the architect before you became a Grey Warden. What do we feel in his presence?
It was like kind of in the midst of all of that, wasn't it?
You were,
'Cause that was-
if I remember
It was
correctly,
before.
you were poisoned with
Yes.
Darkspawn blood by that point, but you hadn't
Yeah.
gone through.
Yeah, so how
Yeah,
am
so I
feeling
don't.
right now?
Yeah,
You feel a powerful darkspawn presence in front of you, overwhelming your senses,
Yaris is making that face a cat makes when
like blood
Mm.
in the air.
All right. Listen, we've got a lot of things going on right now, so if we're gonna talk, can we just do it?
Yes, I suppose so. I need something from you. and I believe you may need answers from me.
Okay. What do you need?
When we last spoke, I was hoping to parley with the Grey Wardens in hopes of furthering my experiments and ending the Blight. Well, the Blight as you know it. Unfortunately, these negotiations have failed. And you have thwarted my other experiments at every turn. Believe me when I say I'm not angered by this. Merely a flaw in my design.
Sucks to suck.
Okay, maybe let's not go that far.
I have no wish to engage any of you in violence. I will, if the need arises, but I am here to save you, not to harm you.
Yeah, you sound a lot like somebody I know.
Would you like to say how?
Well, my experiments have been largely difficult. So, I suppose a trade. There are a few things that you have in your possession that I think would be beneficial to me. One you have acquired very recently. The eye.
Yeah, you're not getting that.
What if in exchange I could help you prevent a calamity that is forthcoming?
I mean, so far you've shown up, like Garas said, sort of said your whole manifesto, and then we didn't see you for like 3 years. And then, yeah, a bunch of weird darkspawn, they're popping up in villages and stuff, and abominations sort of killing people, so that's not great. So...
Let me elucidate then. What if I could offer you assistance in your current frustrations with the Disciples of Silence?
Oh, sure. Yeah, let's totally accept your help.
You turn on those that claim to serve you.
Perhaps there's a misunderstanding. The Disciples of Silence do not serve me.
What do you mean they don't serve you? They're kind of been, waving your banner left and right.
They did assist me in a few matters as payment for the answers that I gave them. Reyes, the leader of their cohort, had many questions, and we engaged in rather fruitful discussions about the nature of many things.
Sure you did.
But ultimately, it was a mutual partnership, which ended once they had accomplished the tasks that I had given them and given them my payment in return.
Not sure they're aware the partnership ended, but okay.
Oh, they are very aware.
Where are they? What the hell was that? What do you mean? They're very aware?
Yes. As I said, Reyes and I had an agreement after I found him when he was ambushed by Darkspawn that I had freed. We discussed the nature of the Blight and Reyes's interest in such things. He had questions, and I had answers. In exchange, they helped facilitate some of my experiments in Minrathus and in Valreo, attempting to ascertain the nature of the light, its spread, methods of which it could be manipulated and tailored to meet certain needs.
Know their full plan, and you're about to use that as some kind of leverage, aren't you?
Yes.
What do you want?
Well, the eye was a new development. If that is not up for negotiation, then I am rather vexed in my current lack of resources. And with the negotiations with the wardens having fallen through, I find myself with, well, long story short, I need research materials in the form of living wardens.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
You have two amongst your ranks.
Sure do.
If one of them would be willing to assist me in my research, then perhaps we can have an agreement.
In exchange for what?
In exchange for me informing you as to what I told Reyes and what the former warden's plans are. If you care to know or to stop them, if this has no interest to you, then perhaps I misjudged.
We have a word.
Oh, by all means.
I know what's probably going on in that little square head of yours.
It's not little at all. I'm looking
I was
at
being
it.
polite.
Very big head. It's hard to buy hats. Look. This is a better option than I thought I had 40 minutes ago.
You're like really set on dying, huh?
I don't have a choice. I mean, would you rather I become a darkspawn?
Well, no, but like the whole point is that I mean, at the end of the day, the architect thinks they might be able to fix you.
I mean, that would be cool. You guys have to stop Sunshine. Hearing what that being was saying, whether I don't think it's lying. I think Sunshine is up to something really bad.
Oh, you think? A few years ago, they literally poisoned Garas to the point where he
No.
was forced to become a Grey Warden. You think they're up to something bad?
No, I mean, look, I'm just saying it's worse than I thought. Fuck. You need whatever information that guy has. You need it. Because one way or another, I'm about to die. I'm about to go, or I'm about to go with him. And someone has to stop them. Please. I'm sorry.
It's your life.
It's my death.
It's yours to choose.
I'd rather do it with kind parting words with friends than running off into the deep roads and dying in violent combat, or even taking a bolt to the back of the head. I've lived a lot of years of violence. I don't want to go out that way.
It's your choice.
You guys keep saying that.
Well, after many years of being forced into the lesser of two evils, which never ends up being much lesser, choice is important.
I think we all have a little taste of what that feels like.
Look, when we sign up to do this, it's not by choice or anything. It's like, hey, you do it or you don't, you know? You knew the outcome. It's just, it's the idea of death comes for us all eventually. You just wanted a little bit more time.
Still do. I'm not running towards this. I want to come back with you guys. But
Well, that's where you're making your mistake. The friends of Red Jenny don't quietly walk into danger.
We
They
do
run.
not.
Generally screaming into it. But
Sometimes
yes.
screaming, not always
I'm
screaming.
usually at the back end of it, I think.
Ziggy, can I ask you something?
of course,
Why did you become a warden?
it's part of the Smith cast. Our family got attacked. We were near the edge of the city. They had been tunneling in deeper in the roads, made through. The attack wasn't enough to jeopardize the city, but I lost a lot of my family, and several of us actually became wardens. I think they're all dead now. Why?
Just realized I never asked.
Yeah, it was something put on me, like most of us. Garas said it's not a choice either. Just do it or you don't. And fuck, I've always kind of known that it was going to come to this. I've spent most of my life on the surface as a warden, knowing, staring down the barrel. And he looks over at Garas and kind of like gives a sad shrug. I'm lucky it took as long as it did, and I got to do as much as I did and got to meet people. Got to meet you. I got to be part of whatever the fuck it is that you guys do.
Honestly, we don't know most days.
That's not
Pretty
true.
much
I know
every day.
exactly what I'm doing. And so do you.
And you're going out on your terms. That's what matters.
I think it'll mean something. And if it doesn't kill the tall fucker, yeah.
Oh, don't worry. It's kind of on our to-do list.
Who knows? Maybe it'll work.
Better.
Yeah, you hear that, Bob the Builder? If this shit works, you better bring our buddy back.
Hey,
And you'll be tall.
you never
Maybe.
know. A mage replaced my entire arm once.
Maybe I'll be a giant.
I'll still be taller.
Mm. Challenge accepted. All right. I love you guys. Hey, build a statue. It's the dwarven way, I'm sure.
I'm sure we can find somewhere to put one. Once
All right.
more onto the breach.
Let's go make a deal with the devil.
I don't think he's the devil.
The architect kind of turns, coming around from one of the bookshelves after giving you a bit of time, and says,
He takes his earbuds out and sorry, I was listening to a podcast.
I'm obsessed with true crime.
Heard about this Vince McMahon person.
And your answer?
What are you going to do with me?
There are many things on my agenda, studying different permutations of the Blight, understanding how you Wardens are able to resist it. We've quite a long agenda to accomplish together.
Oh, sounds cheery.
Yes.
Oh, good. He has a sense of humor.
Very well. So, in agreement there, I will provide you with the information that you are seeking. Reyes, who I understand you, Sigmund, know better than anyone, was saved by me along with his companions. And I found him rather interesting when we began to speak. Was very well researched on the Blight. Had a fascination with the first Blight, in fact. And Ziggy, you begin to remember the visions that you had and Reyes' obsession with figuring out how the Blight started and potential ways to end it. Was very interested in me, given that he was very aware of my former status as a magister, and that I was there to witness the first Blight. Of course, unfortunately for him, I have no recollection of my former self. So, I was unable to assist him in any of the information that he sought. Reyes was set on having a first-hand account of the matter, wanted to understand the circumstances of the second sin from a reliable source in efforts to potentially stop it. So, I told Reyes that I knew of no credible remaining account of the second sin. However, there were others that were present there. And one among our ranks, our leader, in fact, still remembers the event, as far as I'm aware, though we have not had contact for several ages. So I suggested that he seek out my, I suppose, former leader.
And who would that be?
Oh, yes. Well, I suppose if you aren't aware, each of us represented one of the old gods in our pursuits. Our foremost member took on the moniker of the conductor of the Choir of Silence. And I believe the name he took up was Corypheus.
Have any of us heard that story?
You might know it, and we can do some rolls next time.
Oh shit, we're over time.
Oh,
As
shit.
we
Yeah.
are over
I
time
didn't
for
realize what time
today.
it was. I know that story.
There's a couple of them.
I lived that story.
We can get into that next time and talk all about our good old friend Corypheus. But
Corypheus.
for now, we will go ahead and call our session there for today. We are way over time, so we'll make this brief and go around and do our stars and wishes super quick. I will turn on less spooky music.
You'll turn into less spooky music.
Yeah. Who would like to go first?
I'll go.
Go for it.
I think we're all gonna collectively give a star for the last scene in Ziggy and everything. So I'll just put that out there. But my star is gonna go to Garas and his wonderful song. It's really made me laugh. It was really good. It was very good, and I really got a kick out of it. I love it when Garas comes up with his bullshit. I love Garrus's bullshit. But it was really fun. I liked it. I don't have a wish, really. Because my wish is gonna be, I'm gonna hunt down this necromancer.
Mhm.
I'm on my arm bullshit again.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna get him.
Yeah, stab
And
him.
you shall
We're gonna get him.
have that opportunity. Excellent. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. My stars are gonna go again. Just the lovely scenes with multiple Seta characters tonight. My stars are gonna go Venehn. Venehn has taken on quite the leadership role, and I'm very proud of him for this. He's coming to his own. I like it. I like it a lot. It's very good. It's definitely been showing up quite nicely the past couple sessions. My wish. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do with Minetto, but I'm gonna sack his library. So yeah, just more books, I guess, is the wish. That's me.
Thank you. Who's next?
It's me. My star is going to go, well, of course, one, yes, to every single Carter and Ziggy scene. That's for one. But my star also goes to Sid and Yasmera, because once again, it's the little things that Yasmera does that kind of shows that, yeah, she is one of their friends. The fact that while they were pranking Minetta, she just like, no, I'm gonna let this happen. I'm gonna let this totally happen. That kind of stuff. And the fact that she was 100% ready to just like fuck this guy up is those little tiny things that shows that Yasmira is still on the same page with everyone else despite her very much seriousness. Also, the line of the trebuchet made me laugh. But yeah, that's my star. My wish is a two wish. One, I would like an epilogue of what the architect and Ziggy go through. I would like that to happen in the epilogue. That is one wish I would like to have. My other wish is I want Garas to handle the statue to memorial Ziggy, because I already have an idea.
I had already forgotten that I said that.
Oh, I already have it in my
It
head.
was literally 7 minutes ago.
And yeah, I do like, there's a really dark way that I think in reality the Ziggy architect thing is gonna go, but I also like the idea of the buddy cop adventure of Ziggy and the Ark.
I kind of want to see either some kind of
Ziggy and the
window,
Ark.
like some kind of window into the weird
2 by
odd
2.
couple,
Sorry.
because they totally have this weird odd couple. Because I'm sorry, Val, but like the architect I adore because they're the most autistic coded.
Yes,
big
that's
people
100% how I have decided to
Also,
interpret the architect.
I'm just gonna put it out there. The architect's hot, right? Like,
Oh no, yeah, totally.
Gotta be.
okay.
But it was just
Tall,
the light of
long
when
arms.
after the architect explained everything, and we're like, so their name? Oh yes,
Yeah,
these
the
are
long
names.
ass pause. Like
I-
that thing that I did with my face, that was just me. Ziggy was totally like over in a corner going like, oh, this sucks. Like the
it was that moment. I'm like, oh no, yes, I get the architect now. I get them, and I adore them now. Oh no, I want to kill something that I adore. But yes, that is my stars and wish.
Love it.
Oh man. Okay, so I guess that's me. It was a really fun session. It's hard to pick one out. I honestly love everybody else's star tonight. Because you guys picked out some great moments. So it was just fantastic. I think I'm gonna hand one over to Val for I an idea of how the session was going to go, and it didn't go all the way I thought the session was going to go. So that was a lot of fun for me. And so my wish will be to play a character that has a higher than 7 speed. I think that would be pretty achievable.
I feel like it would be
Ziggy.
hard.
To be slower.
Yeah.
Ziggy is kind of like described as being like real heavily armored and shit, but it's actually, I think he's only wearing like scale mail, because I looked at plate mail and how bad his speed would be, and I'm like, so moving 1 hex around is probably really bad.
Yeah. That would be really funny though. End of the combat.
That's
Ziggy
funny
probably
because
makes
like
there.
I have a thing that lets me, like, my class lets me ignore the movement penalties of some armor.
So the armor proficiency thing lets you not also subtract that from your dexterity. That's what being not proficient in the armor you're wearing means, is that you lose it from your speed and from your dex score.
Yeah, no, I just wonder if
itself.
there is something like later on that lets them like not, because I have a thing that's like you completely ignore the penalties of leather armor. Like,
trust me, I looked.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping there was a speed rune or something. Like, there's nothing.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's very strange. But this is a strange system, as we have learned. Yeah. So did you do your wish too?
Yeah,
or the moving faster, that's what it was. Sorry, I looped, but I included that with your sorry, I have a cat biting me under my desk. Stop, buddy. Yeah, we're gonna go and end it here. We're over time, so make this quick. Thank you everyone out there for watching. We'll be back next week to continue our session. In the meantime, join us Saturday for the next installment of Hearts of Stone. And yeah, I appreciate all my lovely players here for coming along with me on this adventure and what we have left of it at this point. And we will see everyone next time. Until then, good game and good night, Internet.
In death, love.
No.